Okay, if you listen to the media, you might think that this is a giant problem for most of it, at least Western society. Maybe other cultures have it easier. Welcome to Natural Health Dialogue, by the way. And today we are going to talk about the circulatory system. Naturopathic Dr. Randy Lee is going to enlighten us and help us not be one of those statistics, right,
There
Randy?
you go. Yeah, Joseph, we've chosen this year to talk about how to take care of or have healthy body systems. We've just spent a whole year this last year talking about cleansing each of the body systems. But I got to thinking, cleaning it is generally the first step we have to do if you've never done that before.
Hmm.
But then you really need to make sure that you give the body systems the nutrients they need to stay healthy. And so this is the nourish the system part of it. Within most companies that deal with herbals for body systems, they generally will try to focus on a set of herbs on a given body system, but they generally also give you what I call an umbrella product. That's the product that helps to not only do some of the cleaning, some of the regular maintenance of that body system, but also to nourish that body system. And there is a product that I like to use that does that. That's called Mega Chell.
Hmm.
Now, most people will tell you that there's not truly an herbal chelation product. Most people who want to chelate their vitamins, chelate means is actually, I'm told it's a Spanish word that means to claw, to scratch or to claw.
Okay.
And so, and so what we're trying to do is we're trying to get into the arteries, the veins, the circulatory parts of the body and clean out things that have been there for a number of years, but not just clean them. We've already covered the cleansing part of it, but also to give you the nourishment, the nutrients that you need to keep that body system functioning normally as a result of that. And that's what MegaChell does. Now, MegaChell is one of my favorite companies, as you know, is Nature Sunshine. And
Right.
Nature Sunshine is the one who put together this MegaChell, mega chelation oral product. But there are similar products in other companies as well. It's the umbrella product for the circulatory system. It's high levels of herbs, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, glandular extracts, and other nutrients that have a history of conditioning the entire circulatory system. So it's more than just cleaning. We're also doing all of this nourishing as well. According to a resource card that I have put out by some people called the Nature's Healthy People, it says the ingredients found in Megachel reduce fatty deposits in the arteries, reduce blood cell clumping, lowers triglycerides, LDL, low level cholesterol, and total cholesterol levels, and improves the vascular and heart muscle tone and increases circulation, peripheral warming, and oxygenation of the body tissues. That's a lot of stuff that's done. It's pretty much everything that your circulatory system needs to do. So it truly is an umbrella product for trying to nourish, clean, and keep healthy your circulatory system.
So, would this help somebody that has a history of heart problems?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I take it every day. And my family history I've shared before is
Hmm.
the heart stuff. And I'll talk a little bit more about that with a couple of friends of mine, what we've done with them here later in this particular podcast as well. Next question would be, well, why do you need it? Uh, I think every one of us knows somebody who has high cholesterol.
Right.
Or is suffering from hardening of the arteries, or who is constantly having to have yet another stent put in. Um, LDL and cholesterol and other fatty deposits are floating around in our bloodstream all the time. And we have blood vessels that crack and split. So the body has a natural mechanism, a natural glue, if you will. We call it plaque that goes in to find those places where there are cracks or where there's excess stuff, foreign material. The plaque, as it's floating through there, is to repair those tissues from the inside. But if it finds a big glob of cholesterol that's floating there and it's kind of adhering to the wall, it thinks it's something wrong. And so it puts a plaque on top of it. And after a while, that's to take it out of circulation. But after a while, you begin to have narrowing of the diameter inside because you've got so much plaque buildup in there, and there's not really a natural way to remove that plaque once it's there. And so too much coverage can give you the artery so much that it causes the heart to have to work harder to pump blood through there. And it also causes arterial blockages. And so most of us know somebody who's had a lot of stents that's required to reopen those arteries or to push them open. And such blockages can also be one of the leading causes then for strokes and heart attacks because there's just not enough ability to circulate the blood and its nutrients the way it should.
Right.
So
how does it work?
How does it work? How does it work? It's the next stop. As we've looked at before, some of the stuff that's in the megachel is for toning the system, feeding the system with the needed nutrients that it needs, soaking up and removing many of the unwanted elements that are in the system. It's kind of a cleansing effect. But there are other things we've talked about to clean the circulatory system. But in addition to that, many of these nutrients also various minerals that serve the function of what I call chipping at or scraping the walls of the arteries. Many of our minerals are metallic in nature. And so as they go through there, they kind of just scratch on the walls and scratch some of that stuff off. Megachel is large amounts of minerals to get into the system so that it routinely moves that foreign material, moves it out, gets rid of the excess buildup without removing the glue that actually repairs the cracks that may be in there. The process has to be started slowly because as plaque is building up, next to the walls, if it's been there for years, it's hardened, but it's constantly building up and narrowing the diameter within the veils, within the blood vessels. And as something goes through there to remove that, the stuff that's looser, the stuff that's softer is moved out first and moved out in larger quantities. And you don't want to get too much of that built up in your system really quickly. You can end up getting it back into the heart or back into areas where it can cause you even greater problems. So the heavy scraping to loosen the materials could release too much debris into the bloodstream and quickly cause headaches or excess fatigue. Ultimately could itself end up causing a stroke. Years ago, there was a program put together for Megachel that tells you how much to take and how long to take it, and it's based on how old you are. You're going to take it for a month for every decade of your life, and you're going to increase the dosage so that you get the soft stuff with only a little bit, and then you get larger doses when you get down to where you're really having to do the heavy scraping. We'd be glad to share that program with anybody that wants it. If you'll just drop by the store, we'll get you hooked up with that. But I wanted to point out that successful use of the product does not require that you do the whole program. I talked about friends. I introduced this program to an 85-year-old friend of mine a few years back who they don't want to do arterial surgery on somebody that's 85 years old, and that could ultimately lead to death if you get too much in there anyway. So we just set out to giving her one capsule twice a day, and I never went above one capsule twice a day, and we just really, really slowly move some stuff out. And she was up at about 85% blockages, and the doctors were wondering if it was going to be absolutely essential that they put a stent in an 85-year-old person or do some surgery they didn't want to do, those kinds of things. But by taking one capsule twice a day, in a 2-year period, she lowered that 85% down to 75%. She lost 10 points off of that blockage area. You can use it long-term in very small amounts and just very slowly reduce the amount of blockage that you've got in your arteries. If you have circulatory issues, you may want to talk to us about the Megachel supplementation or even the Megachel program. So we want you to add circulatory to your list of healthy systems. And we will do that by introducing you to the Megachell product.
All right. Now that sounds like a pretty incredible thing with some actual evidence that you can measure that shows that it's working.
Absolutely. And it's a product that I've used routinely to keep myself. I've already had stents put in. I don't want to do any more of those. So I'm back on the Megachell. I'm back on the Megachell maintenance program, not the Megachell reduction program. I will tell you that when I was in my very early 50s, I did the complete program, which was a 3-month a 6-week buildup. And because I was in my 50s, 5 months at the maximum dosage, and then a 6-week reduction down. And the doctors told me that I'd cleared out just virtually all of the built up plaque in my body, had no problems at all. If I'd stayed on the maintenance stuff back then, I might not have ever had to have that first stent when I started having my heart issues, but I don't ever plan to have another one. I'm back on a maintenance dosage of Megachell all the time now.
Amen. And we're glad you are.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So good information. And if you need more information, you can always contact the Health Patch 405-736-1030 or visit the store 1024 South Douglas in Midwest City, or visit them online at thehealthpatch.com. All right.
Glad to be of service to anybody that needs it, Joseph.
Very good. So we hope to see you again next week, and we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.